Children, now I am going to do some numericals based on different chapters because you are appearing for NEET 2022. This is a practice paper, NEET paper, practice paper, practice paper. Okay, first question, a plane, or you can write that a food packet released from a plane moving up with velocity 2 meter per second. Clear? With velocity 2 meter per second. Now, after 2 seconds, what is the velocity? After 2 seconds, what is the velocity? What is the velocity? And what distance it will cover? And what distance it will cover? A food packet is released from a plane moving up with velocity 2 meter per second. After 2 seconds, it is the problem number 1. What is the velocity and what distance it will cover after 2 seconds? In that case, you know V equal to, this pen not working, V equal to U plus GT. Clear? When V and U in the same direction, but in that case you write like this: V will be, U take upward is negative, downward is positive, so you write down minus 2 plus 9.8 into 2. Clear? You calculate minus 2, that is the 19.6. So it is answer will be 17.26 meter per second. So after 2 seconds, velocity is 17.6 meter per second. And S equal to, in that way, S equal to, write down S equal to minus 2 into 2 plus half 9.8 into 2 square. So minus 4 plus 19.6, that is equal to 15.6 meter. So it will move plus 15, downward it will come 15.6. So when the body moving up with a velocity, this velocity will take it negative. Okay. Next problem I am doing for you. Problem number 2. Problem number 2, that is x equal to, problem number 2, x equal to data given, that is 2t minus 3t square, 2t minus 3t square. Clear? Calculate what is the maximum velocity. What is the maximum velocity? What is the maximum velocity? Easy. You know dA velocity equal to dx by dt will be 0 when v minimum or v maximum. First order derivative of x 0. Then first calculate d by dt 2t minus 3t square. So it is coming 2 minus 6t equal to 0. That means at t equal to 2 by 6 at 1/3 t equal to 1/3. This is the time when velocity will be 0. So what is the expression of velocity? Now velocity is coming out dx by dt. So 2 in d by dt into 2t minus d by dt 3t square. So it will be 2 minus 360. So it will be 0. So velocity will be 0. Maximum velocity will be 0. So v max equal to 0. That is write down 0. So this is the time when velocity is coming 0. So answer will be 0. Clear? Again I am telling x is given. When x is a function of time t, what is the maximum velocity? Elementary problem you get test for NEET. NEET is not very tough for physics. Those are first going in the examination hall. First step you will do all chapters you cover, basic things you make note, and at the same time you all formula keep in your mind. They give such problem will be you can solve easily using the formula. So x equal to 2t minus 3t square. What is the maximum velocity? Maximum velocity equal what time is maximum velocity? Then velocity expression you are getting 2t minus 6t. Put the value of time t, that is 1/3, and you are getting the v. Next problem I am solving you problem number 3. Then problem number 3 I am solving. Problem number 3 is coming. A is given minus 3i plus 4j. Sorry, plus 3i plus 4j. That is A. B is coming minus 3i plus 7j. First you think what is the area of the triangle? Area of the triangle. Clear? You consider there is a parallelogram. You know diagonal will divide the if B and C and D. Now in two sides that is 0k. You can take also 0k. That is 0k. Clear? The two side given A, that is A. Suppose you think that is A and that is B. So area of the parallelogram equal to dot cross product of these two vectors. Cross product A cross B. First to calculate A cross B, you calculate. After calculating A cross B, you took the magnitude. That means I, J, K. Then you can write down 3, 4, 0. And you write down minus 3, 7 in 0. Then you are calculating vector form. Then I component is coming 0. J component coming 0. Only you are getting K component. That is equal to K component 27, 21 plus 14. That is equal to 33K. So magnitude of that will be like this. So area of the triangle will be half. Area of triangle will be half. Half of 33 by 2, that is 16.5. That is 16.5. So if again I am telling, if two sides of a parallelogram given, you can take the cross product. Once cross product coming, what is the value are coming? Take its magnitude. Then half of this area of the parallelogram, you know, will give you the area of the triangle. So this is the problem you can solve in this way. Then practice number, that is problem number 3 I have done. Problem number 3 you have done. So again I am telling, if area is given to you, if area is given, then area is given. Suppose two sides are parallelogram given, you take the cross product. After taking cross product, you take the magnitude. Then half of that magnitude, because diagonal of the parallelogram will give you the area triangle. So every diagonal divides the parallelogram into two equal congruent triangles. So area will be half of the area of the parallelogram. So in this way, you take the cross product. After that, find out the cross product magnitude and half you do it, then you are getting the area of the triangle. Okay. Next, problem number 4. Problem number 4. Problem number 4, I am drawing simple. Study the graph. Question is study the graph. T, and another side is now this graph. Suppose in that area you can VT, it is not possible because at the same time you are getting VT, not possible. Similarly, if you take that side displacement time, it is not possible because at the same time two velocity V1 and V2 not possible. At the same point, at the same time, a particle cannot occupy two different velocities, same velocities. Similarly, if you draw at a particular time, you draw displacement, you are getting to displacement at the same time, it is not possible. At the same time, it's speed time not possible. If you consider this is speed, this is time, it is also not possible because speed cannot be cannot decrease or cannot negative. Speed cannot be negative. So this graph cannot be velocity time graph, cannot be displacement time graph, cannot be speed time graph because speed cannot be negative. Similarly, at the same time, two displacement not possible. At the same time, two velocity is not possible. Okay. Next problem, I am drawing another graph. Problem number 5. So most probably possible 5. That is also graph. You see, analytically you check. First, you think A, then OA, then OB, then like this, and it is CD. Clear? That is the displacement time. First OB you see, that from OA velocity increases because slope increases. For OA velocity increases because slope increases. Clear? AB, that is the straight line, slope constant. AB slope constant means velocity constant. Slope constant, velocity constant. Because displacement time graph slope tells you the velocity conception. When slope gradually increases, velocity increases. When slope constant, that means velocity constant. After that you see at BC, what happens at BC? BC in that slope, then CD, BC portion you are getting velocity decreases because slope decreases there. Velocity decreases. BC velocity decreases because slope decreases. In that way, you can see slope decreases. That slope, then that slope decreases. Then slope becomes constant and CD slope constant. The velocity 0. Clear? Velocity 0. So velocity 0 at the CD portion. Clear? So two graph I have shown you. OA slope increases, velocity increases. When the slope is constant, velocity constant. When slope decreases, the graph will check which portion slope decreases. BC portion, then velocity decreases, then velocity slope, displacement type slope parallel to the time axis means particle velocity is 0. Next problem I am showing you, that is, suppose two vectors. This problem is very time consuming, so I am not solving, only I am giving you data. Suppose a parallelogram. How will do? You already have done. Two diagonals are there. Two diagonals are there. One is R1, other is R2. Now R1 is given, vector form R1 is given. You write down R1. Suppose if you think 2i plus 2j plus k and R2 is giving I minus 2j plus k, as for example 2k. Then area of the parallelogram. What will you do? That is A or P vector. This is also P. Why? Because parallelogram opposite sides equal. That is Q. That is Q. Clear? So this same and this same. Clear? Now you are getting A, B, C, D. That is a parallelogram to diagonal giving the vector form. Side you are taking P, P, Q, N. Then from triangle law, you can easily tell. Suppose this is the R1. Clear? So you can take, you see, if you consider triangle law, if you apply triangle ABC, what are you getting? P plus Q equal to R1. Clear? Similarly, Q plus P, one is AC, that is you are getting AC, you are getting, what is the value AC? AC is giving suppose R2. So P plus Q, same direction, suppose you are considering AB, then this is two vectors, P and P given and Q and Q given, then you are getting R1. That means you are getting, Q plus, in that triangle, it is wrong, Q plus R2, in that triangle R2 equal to P vector. So R2, that you are getting Q minus P or R2 equal to P minus Q. Clear? Okay. Clear? For triangle you can consider this triangle. Okay. Again I am considering this plus this. P plus Q equal to R1. Solving these two, you are getting P and Q. Then you take the P, then you take this. Again I am telling. Suppose only diagonals are given. By using triangle law, you find out R1 and P and Q separately in vector form. Then you are getting the cross product to find out the area of the parallelogram. Clear? Next question that is coming. Any confusion, then you can solve in your paper. That R1 is given, diagonal is given, R2 another diagonal is given. Then you draw the parallelogram, take the sides appropriate taking direction. Then you find out side of the parallelogram by taking triangle law. Once you get the side, children, then you take the cross product and you will get the area of the parallelogram by taking the cross product. Thank you. Next problem I am giving you. Another problem, you six problem number 6. A particle moving in a vertical circle of radius L. Velocity at top is twice the velocity at bottom. Clear? Then what is the question number 1? What is the minimum velocity? Question number 2, what is the velocity when the particle downward? Clear? A particle is moving in a vertical circle of radius L. Velocity at the top is twice the velocity at the bottom. What is the minimum velocity and what is the velocity when the particle down? So you draw the picture. This is the picture. It is L. Using that, in that case, velocity is 2. Suppose 2u. Here velocity is u. Clear? Velocity at bottom, velocity at the top is velocity at the top is twice, it is half the velocity at the bottom. Okay. So as the particle is going up, potential increases, automatic velocity decreases. Velocity at the bottom 2u and velocity at top u. Using conservation law of energy, we have half m 2u square equal to mg into 2l. Why mg into 2l? Because once the particle going at the A to B, then you see L plus 2l, potential energy increases by mg into L, plus kinetic energy is there, m into u square. If you solve, suppose you are dividing by 2, you are calculating, it is coming 4. So you are getting m cancel, 2 cancel, all m cancel, you are getting 4u square. That u square you take that side, it is coming 4gl gl, then 3u square 4gl u equal to 4gl by 3. Okay. Now When it is downward means particle coming downward means C position. You know, downward at C position. Again, you use conservation of energy. Once the particle coming from that point to this point, you see, suppose their velocity is m into e1 square equal to mg into L, because L distance coming down, so potential energy loss is mgl plus the particle was kinetic energy half m u square, that means 4gl by 3. Clear? Because kinetic energy is there, at the same time potential energy also there. Potential energy loss is there and kinetic energy is there. According to conservation of energy, we are getting this. So if you suppose 2 and 2, so mm cancel, 2 cancel, then E1 is coming root over 10gl by 3. Where? At the point C. Again I am telling, at that point energy, that is from with respect to the top point, at that point energy suppose kinetic. So this energy is conserved. So energy at that point and energy at the B point. Here you write down energy at the point C equal energy at the point B. If you follow this, then you are getting this relationship. Again I am telling the problem. What is the problem? How I solve, again telling I am telling. First thing, a particle moving in a vertical circle of radius L, velocity at the top is half the velocity at the bottom. What is the minimum velocity? Minimum velocity is certainly at the top. And what is the velocity when the particle downward? Children, always remember that vertical circle, when you moving in a vertical circle, moving in a circle of radius L. For your convenience, I am telling it is in vertical circle, not in horizontal circle. It is not in horizontal circle, it is a vertical circle. But for my, to make you understand, it is not that to every point you are I have to write on the board. You would try to understand vertical circle. Once the body is the top, other is at the bottom. So you will consider this. So if you consider this, then you are getting from the bottom, this is the kinetic energy, because this is a reference point. Once the particle going at the top, potential energy increases plus kinetic energy is there. Why u? Because it is half of the velocity at the bottom. In that way, if you solve, you are getting minimum velocity that you have taken at the top. After that, question is that when the body is downward, at what point the particle is downward? At the C. So at the C, only kinetic energy, that is energy at the top. So you are getting the E1 value. This type problem will face in NEET exam. So if you study clearly, you are getting the result. Next. Next, I shall write down some formula. I am giving you some formula. Suppose 132.0575, 0.00351, or it down 2.002. Here significant figure is 5, significant figure is 3, significant figure is 6. Rules, significant figure rules always remember. What is the significant figure? SM means significant figure. Significant figures. Easy. Because all non-zero digits taken as a significant. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 after decimal, if you consider the zeros at the left of the non-zero digits not taken for significant, so 351 consider, don't consider 00. After decimal 0 is not considered, but in that case after decimal 0 consider, because these two zeros are within the two non-zero digits 2 and 2, so it is will be 6. Again I am telling all non-zero digits taken as a significant, so it is significant 5. After decimal zeros not counted for significant, it will be 3, but all zeros after decimal will be counted provided that these zeros are in between the two non-zero digits. This is the problem already you have solved. Another thing I am showing you, what is the dimension of epsilon naught. Dimension of problem number 7. Suppose problem number 8. Dimension of epsilon naught. How can you calculate? You see, force, Coulomb force you know, q square 4 pi epsilon naught r square. You see epsilon is there, so you are getting q square f into r square. Put all dimension of the right hand side. Q square means a square t square, because you know a equal to q by t. Clear? Because current equal to charge by time, and f, for f you are getting ml to the power minus 2 and l square. So you are getting a square t to the power 4, l to the power minus 3, m to the power minus 1. This is the dimension of epsilon. So they can easily calculate dimension of that quantity. Next, another thing, there is a percentage error. Percentage error. Suppose x is the data given. What is the a cube b square? Already I think you have done s cube b square by root over cd. Root over cd. Percentage of a error delta a. Percentage error of delta a by a is given 1, 2, that is 1, 3, 1, then delta b by b 3, delta c by c 4, and delta d by d equal to 1%. So if it is given like this, first percentage of x you calculate delta x by x percentage, only power you take side, delta a by a 2, delta b by b, then half delta c by c plus delta d by d. Clear? You put all, that is 3 into 1, 2 into 3 plus delta c by c, half into 4 into 1, 9. In that way you calculate all. Clear? Again I am telling, only you take the power side, delta a by a, absolute value take, power side you take delta b by b, plus it will go up. It will, you may think it will be wrong. If you take up and take it minus, then it will be not absolute value. You take half delta c by c, that is 4%, so the 2, and that is a 1. So 3, 1, then it will be AQ, 3 into 1, 2 into 3, 6, 9, 9 into 2, that is plus 1. So that depends on which value is given here. Okay. Next, I am giving you, so this is the problem, but a few problems I am showing you. Another problem, there is a Lorentz force. Suppose there is another force P equal to, you know, H by P. You know what is the formula? De Broglie equations. Sometimes you know P equal to root over 2 ME. Sometimes you are getting E equal to half, that means H equal to 2 ME. The formula, that means momentum, H is time constant, E equal to energy of the particle. Sometimes E is given electron volt unit, or you are getting, in this way you can calculate de Broglie wavelength, energy of the particle half kT you can put, for instead of this you can put kT. So your de Broglie momentum with respect to Planck constant, de Broglie is coming. And some question is, if stopping potential, photoelectric we know stopping potential, if intensity is increased, stopping potential not change. Stopping potential is the potential to stop the electron to reaching to anode in photoelectric tube. So stopping potential directly proportional to frequency, which at what frequency stopping potential V0 equal to 0. Can you tell? That is the threshold frequency. When threshold frequency incident, that means electron coming out without any kinetic energy. But as after threshold frequency, if you increase the incident frequency of the light, then what will happen? What will happen? That means kinetic energy of the electron will increase. So stop it, you have to increase the stopping potential. But stopping potential does not depend on intensity, it depends on frequency. If the frequency is more than the threshold frequency, that is very important. Another important equation already you have learned, H nu, that is incident light, is divided into two parts. That is very important. That means in photoelectric equation, once you are giving the photons energy, that is divided into two parts. One part absorbed as the work function, and second part is given as a kinetic energy. Thank you all. Next class, wait for me. If this channel is helpful to you, then I request all my dearest children to subscribe my channel, so that I may get some extra enthusiasm to make my video more supportive for your exam.